Wheelchair accessible vehicles, or WAVs as they're commonly known, have so many amazing benefits for wheelchair users and their families. WAVs are vehicles that have been specially adapted so that a wheelchair user can travel safely and comfortably while seated in their wheelchair. But where can you find the right one? That's where MotaClarity.co.uk comes in, a motoring website for drivers with a disability and carers. Here's where you'll find high-quality, second-hand, affordable, wheelchair-accessible vehicles from specialist suppliers right across the UK, all in one place. And in this film, we'll be looking at one of the most popular options, the Peugeot Partner Tepee rear passenger WAV. This much improved post-2015 era Partner Tepee is Peugeot's version of Citroen's hugely successful Mark II model Berlingo Multispace. So even if you haven't heard the name before, you can rest assured that you're buying into a well-established product. This one's better known as a commercial vehicle, but it was also quietly sold in reasonable numbers for Peugeot in this passenger carrying guise. Those van-based routes meaning greater practicality and significantly lower prices than more car-like and conventional compact MPVs like the French brand's own 3008. Peugeot launched this Partner Tepee model in 2008, then updated it in 2015 to create the vehicle we're looking at here, which targeted other mid-sized passenger van models like Ford's Tourneo Connect, Fiat's Doblo and Volkswagen's Caddy Life, as well as its Citroën Berlingo cousin. To better compete, this improved Euro 6 design featured a package of enhancements including extra equipment, a slightly sleeker look, and more efficient Blue HDI diesel and PureTech petrol power plants. After the vehicle was originally built by Peugeot, it was sent to the UK WAV conversion specialist Allied Mobility, where a skilled and experienced team of engineers lowered the vehicle floor using the latest technology and installed the access ramp and restraints, converting it for safe, practical and comfortable wheelchair use. Designed and built to an industry-approved specification, the original converter built the WAV you see here and finished it to an incredibly high standard, using materials to match the original interior to create a seamless finish. Peugeot launched this Partner Tepee model in 2008, then updated it in 2015. This little Gallic WAV is a lot more pleasant to drive than you might expect. You're not encouraged to throw the thing about, the steering's a bit too vague for that, but other more important attributes have been prioritised. For a start, the ride is excellent, soaking up the bumps without creating too much body roll through the bends. Refinement's not bad either, despite the vast interior space. And under the bonnet, well, most buyers ignore the old Tech 95 brake horsepower 1.6 litre VTI petrol unit and confine their attentions to the 1.6 litre Blue HDI diesel range. Here there's a choice of three outputs: 75 brake horsepower, 100 brake horsepower and 120 brake horsepower, but wheelchair converted vehicles tend to all use the 100 brake horsepower and 120 brake horsepower versions. You'll need at least the 100 brake horsepower power plant for the option of the brand's ETG6 automatic transmission, and the 120 brake horsepower version if you want a manual gearbox with 6 speeds rather than 5. A 1.2 litre PureTech petrol option was introduced in 2016, but they're quite rare. It's worth noting too that Peugeot's Euro 6 Blue HDI diesel power plants are unsurpassed in terms of running cost efficiency in this segment from this era. This particular vehicle is a 68 plate example with an automatic gearbox. The efficiency figures quoted at the time were around 67 miles per gallon combined. The Peugeot Partner Tepee is an efficient vehicle to run, but you'll need to bear in mind that WAVs are heavier because of their interior conversion, which will slightly affect the standard model's efficiency figures and acceleration. Always check specific details on the used vehicle you're looking to buy with your WAV supplier. The wheelchair ramp simply pulls out from the rear of the vehicle to become a strong, low gradient ramp with a high traction, non-slip surface so that wheelchair tyres and carers can safely enter the WAV through the large rear door. This particular Peugeot Partner Tepee has also been fitted with a powered wheelchair winch that makes accessing the vehicle via the ramp even easier. Once sat inside the vehicle, the ramp can then be folded back into the WAV behind the passenger. This ramp can also be folded down into the floor whenever the vehicle is not being used as a WAV, creating lots of extra rear storage space. Once inside, the wheelchair is secured by high quality restraints, while the seatbelts ensure maximum safety for the passenger. The number of standard passenger seats in different WAVs does vary, but on the vehicle we're looking at here, there's enough space for the wheelchair user, the driver, and 4 additional seated passengers. You'll also find versions of the Peugeot Partner Tepee with room for just 1 or 2 seated passengers in the rear of the vehicle, which provides the wheelchair passenger with more space and would also be more suited to transporting a mobility scooter. Specialist WAV dealers can often add or remove seats to pre-owned wheelchair vehicles, so if you see a vehicle that you like but the seating layout isn't quite right, they may be able to easily adjust the seating by adding or removing seats for you. They will also be able to help if you need additional driving or access adaptations fitting to the WAV. Choosing a wheelchair-accessible vehicle might seem like a daunting task, but it could make a huge difference to your life. Make sure you ask the WAV specialist you're purchasing from all the right questions and do your own thorough checks before choosing a vehicle. Things like, is it safe and comfortable getting in and out of the vehicle? Is there enough headroom for the wheelchair passenger inside the vehicle? Can the wheelchair passenger see out of the windows? Does the WAV have all the features and options you need? Are there enough seats for all the potential passengers, and is the seat configuration correct? Will the WAV fit into your parking space at home, and is there enough room to open out the ramp fully? And finally, what kind of warranty and aftercare service will be provided with the pre-owned WAV? The answers to these questions will help you choose the WAV that's right for you. The demise of car-based MPVs means that commercial vehicle-based MPVs like this one have genuinely come of age in recent times. The Peugeot Partner Tepee, like many of its direct rivals, is proof positive of that, and for many years it proved to be the perfect vehicle for WAV conversions. Today, WAVs of this sort are certainly a very different proposition from the vans with windows that originally characterised this segment. If that's your perception when it comes to vehicles of this sort, then you need to change it. Throughout its production life, this Peugeot's sheer practicality helped it remain a strong player in its segment, and that's why we think you ought to include one of these on your shopping list if you're looking for an affordable, flexible, mid-sized, wheelchair-accessible vehicle from this era on a realistic budget. It may not be the vehicle you wanted to own, but it may well be the one you actually need. Select the ideal example for you via the MotaClarity used WAV search at motaclarity.co.uk.